Hello, I'm Dr. John G. Porter of Entrepreneur Direct, and this.
I'm Gerald Forbes, West Philadelphia, and I'm a big Redskins fan.
And I love the Eagles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. I've been moving calm, no start, no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. I hold back, sometimes I won't, yeah. I feel good, sometimes I don't, yeah. I finesse on with the road, yeah, finesse.
The M.A.P.S assessment is a three-dimensional measure of personality. And what makes this unique is that almost all current personality assessments or inventories are flat, two-dimensionals. One of the most familiar personality assessments is the Myers-Briggs. It has 16 quadrants, and you're either this or that. For example, you're either an introvert or an extrovert. And then there's different combinations of that. But it's two-dimensional. And what the M.A.P.S is three-dimensional. So instead of thinking of the Myers-Briggs like the floor, the M.A.P.S program is like the entire room, the space in the entire room. And what the M.A.P.S assessment will do is tell you where you're at in three-dimensional space, and then if you want to be somewhere else, for example, where you're at can be good for many situations, but possibly not all situations. Sometimes you have to be a little bit more than or less than who you are all the time, and being more than or less than helps you be more effective in solving or handling a situation. So if you know where you are and you know where you want to be, the M.A.P.S tells you how to get there. It tells you how to get there by certain strategies, living strategies, how to exercise, how to eat, how to do a variety of different things that will help you move your personality from one point to another, and then you come back. It's also situationally based. So again, we go back to the Myers-Briggs, and you're either an introvert or extrovert. Well, which one's better than the other? It kind of depends. It's probably the one that you probably think is better than the other one. But in the M.A.P.S in three-dimensional, it's situationally based. So are you quick at making decisions, or are you slow at making decisions? Well, if you're buying a house, being slow at making decisions is good. If a car's going out of control and heading at you, being slow at making decisions, not very good. So it's the M.A.P.S is also situationally based on, so if your current personality isn't the best for the current situation, then it teaches you how to move that personality so that you're better able to handle whatever current situation's going on, and then you can come back to where you normally are. The way it works for business is similar to what I've been talking about, is that there's different aspects of business, and some people say, I don't like sales, or I don't like sitting at a desk all day. Well, all jobs have a particular personality, just like people have personalities. So what the M.A.P.S can do is to match your personality with different kinds of jobs. And is your personality suited to a particular job or a particular part of job? And I give you an example. A male who walks around, not drives around, but walks around and delivers mail. Well, if you're ADHD,
Cut it off, baby.
all right. If you're ADHD and you're a little hyper and you like to move around, then being a mail carrier that walks around on a route every day may be a very good fit for you. If you're an ADHD and you're asked to work in an office and sit at a desk all day, your personality, your personal personality and your job personality will conflict, and it's not a good fit. So what the M.A.P.S assessment does for entrepreneurs is it helps them identify either what kinds of jobs are best for them, or what kinds of businesses are best for them, or what aspects of that business they will excel in, and what aspects they're going to need help and support in, that because that's not the strength of their personality.
Beautiful. And just to piggyback on it, because he has this, he's the creator of this, and I was so humble when he brought this to the table. But when he's talking about the different personalities, I'm an extrovert, and you kind of can see our personalities, you know, and how this works and how you're about to get something phenomenal. The world's about to get something phenomenal because of how the M.A.P.S works. We have strong points, and they're different strong points. You know, I can nowhere near do what he brings to the table, and I bring a certain skill level to the table as far as sales, marketing, you know, being out front with a lot of things. So it really pinpoints that personality, and I've dealt with that a lot as a youth, you know, where I had a teacher tell me to get out the room, and I struggled in school for a long time. As soon as I got out of school, I was successful. I was successful monetarily in a lot of different areas, and the whole time I was in school, I didn't get good grades, and it didn't reflect that way. And then it ended up being the opposite. The kids that did good grades, they struggled financially, and they had a lot of degrees, but I was always able to put money in my pocket and food on the table in that regard, because I've always been a hustler, and I've always been outgoing, I've always been a go-getter and going after what's mine. But same thing with a house, I wouldn't make a decision. I would make a decision just as fast. I make quick decisions, you know. I move fast, but I learned through the M.A.P.S how to slow myself down at certain times, because to go through this process and a lot of other processes, I had to have a personality of an introvert. I didn't want to stay in the house at all. I did not want to be behind a computer writing tons and tons of words and working on a book and working on content and staying still and doing a lot of stuff that is not naturally me. I'd rather be like the politician and going out and talking to people and meeting people and greeting and having speaking engagements and always busy and here and there, because that's more of my personality. So at those times, in order to get what I needed to get done, I had to switch up my personality somewhat. Even though this is not my strong point, no one else is going to do it but me. So I had to figure out a way how to slow those things down. But I never thought what I was stronger at was bad. I always knew that at certain times that I needed to kind of switch it up a little bit, or partner with somebody that is like that and had a strong point like that. So.
Said you love me, I tell him only partly. I only live my bed.